Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in San Jose, and on our program is Steve Shaw, who's the VP of Marketing at Kineto Wireless. Steve, how are you?
Hey, Rich. I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
Thanks for being on the program. Tell us a little bit about what's happening at your company.
Well, Kineto, been around for about 10 years now. Real big in helping mobile operators take the services they have and applications, stuff like voice, SMS, even IMS applications, put them over IP.
Okay, so in the real world, how do you help a company do that?
Well, we got some products that we're focused on specifically with Wi-Fi and femtocell, but we're really excited about where things are going with LTE. Opportunity for mobile operators to bring actually a mobile internet to consumers in the form of a smartphone or form of a laptop dongle, I think is really going to change the dynamic.
And how far away are we from LTE deployment, you think?
Well, certainly in the U.S., things are moving very quickly here. And I think there's an interesting challenge for operators in terms of how they're going to bring forward the revenue-generating services, things like voice specifically, onto LTE. You know, LTE is an all-packet network. There's no ability for them to bring, to use the existing circuit network that they have. And so they're faced with this fairly significant investment as it relates to IMS. And I think a lot of operators, that's going to take some time for them to bring forward. So Kineto's focused on how do we help those operators bring voice to LTE.
And how are you doing that?
Well, we've got a new technology. We're part of an organization called the VoLGA Forum. VoLGA stands for Voice over LTE via Generic Access. And it's a technology, it's a specification developed by a whole slew of industry leaders, big name telecom providers, and really backed by T-Mobile out of Germany, that really helps an operator take their existing circuit voice services and SMS services and essentially packetize them. It really turns your existing voice network into a mobile VoIP application. And so now that VoIP service can be delivered to your LTE phone, and as a subscriber you get the same experience whether you're on the GSM network or on the LTE network, because we're essentially basing everything off the same core network.
Now for carriers, this sounds like it adds a lot of benefits, right?
Absolutely, a lot of good things for them. First, the circuit network that they have isn't going anywhere. People are going to stay on GSM for years and years and years and years to come. So here's a way for them to essentially repurpose a network that's installed and paid for and operating, and providing service for all those GSM subscribers, and extend it directly to the LTE network. The benefit for the subscriber is they get the exact same user experience. There's no difference between what they do on the GSM network and on the LTE network. And it's an incredibly low-cost solution because it's very efficient. It uses a lot of the same network elements.
Now, you talked about the U.S. being far ahead with LTE. Are there other parts of the world that you're seeing any sort of rapid growth?
Certainly, there's a lot happening in Asia right now, specifically in Japan. And in fact, just the other day, there was an announcement about SK Telecom moving forward with LTE. I think there's a lot of momentum, especially because of the amount of bandwidth that's being consumed by users on their smartphones, for operators to look at that next generation solution. I think that's accelerating the deployment of LTE. Even in Europe, we've got Telia with an initial deployment in a couple cities, and they just closed the spectrum auction in Germany. So I think things are going to start to accelerate here.
That's great. What's next for the company?
Well, we've been talking a little about the future. You got to have LTE before you have voice over LTE. So we're certainly hot on VoLGA. We think there's a lot of opportunity there for operators, especially as things get started. In terms of today, really focused on femtocells and Wi-Fi, the benefit of offload and coverage that comes with that. So that's really where our focus is today.
That's great. Well, thanks for being on the program as always, and it's great to speak with you.
I appreciate it, Rich. Thanks.